Hello and welcome. This is The Word Now on TVC News. Let's begin in Europe, where one of France's best known and most popular political figures, Marine Le Pen, who has been an icon of France's nationalist far right, has been barred by the court from public office for 5 years. Hard-right leaders and some of her European allies are not in agreement with the allegation that she had to do with the embezzlement of over $4 million of EU funds for use in France by her National Rally party. They have been reacting, and we'll have a report.
For her party members and European allies, the court verdict barring Marine Le Pen from public office for 5 years is a struggle against politics which undermines nationalist agenda. But for Le Pen, this could mark the end of her long-cherished ambition to become the president of France. She had reportedly been doing well in the polls ahead of the next election in France scheduled for 2027. She and her political associate insist they are innocent and they are appealing against the verdict. Reacting in solidarity with Marine Le Pen, Hungary's controversial Prime Minister Viktor Orbán declared in a post on X in French, "Je suis Marine," which means I am Marine. Italy's hardline Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini also took to social media to say, quote, "We are not intimidated. Full speed ahead, my friend." But some say the court was biased and acted under influence to block the political success of a woman who claims to be the voice of the people. The courts in France do not agree they are politicized. They insist their job is to administer justice. In Russia, spokesman for President Vladimir Putin, Dmitry Peskov, displayed a sudden interest in democracy, declaring that Marine Le Pen's situation constitutes a violation of democratic norms. In the United States, President Donald Trump declared the Le Pen conviction a very important matter. He said she has been banned from public office for 5 years and she was the leading political candidate. President Trump added that Marine Le Pen's situation sounds very much like America. Analysts say whatever happens to Ms. Le Pen politically could end up as a benefit to her party, which could grow in popularity due to all the media attention surrounding her sentencing.
Now, for more on the court verdict and the tension trailing the political scene in France at this time, our partner Gainful Solutions, Stephen Hayes, joins me from Washington, D.C. Good to have you join us.
Thank you. It's good to be with you again.
So Marine Le Pen pretty much positioned herself as the antidote to the establishment in Europe. What does this ruling mean for her, and just the general implication of this ruling?
Well, I think it's difficult. It's a little early to see exactly what it means for her because there is going to be an appeal. The appeal process, though, as I understand, is going to be about 10 months. So she's going to be out of leadership for at least 10 months until the appeal process goes through. And then, of course, if the appeal is not granted, then she's going to be out of politics. So I think it's interesting, certainly, but it's also interesting, I think, internationally and the response it's getting.
But does this in any way tarnish that reputation that she has built over the years?
Well, I don't know that it tarnishes her reputation. Her reputation has been mixed anyway as part of the so-called extreme right, but she's been moderating that. I think that the question is was it a fair verdict? Does it meet the laws and so forth? And I think that what's happening now is that people are using the verdict for their own purposes one way or another. So I think that there's probably some validity that there was a political process, but there's also equal validity that she violated the new law which the politicians enacted recently.
And let's talk about her party, the National Rally. The Le Pen name has defined the identity of that party for decades, whether it's her father and then to her. Can the far right or the National Rally win in France without her, because she was the frontliner for the 2027 presidential election?
Well, sometimes we say that the graveyard's full of indispensable people. I think that for her party to thrive in the long term, there's going to be new leadership. It can't depend just on one person. What's interesting to me is that the next person in line is 29 years old, Jordan Bardella, and he would be 31 when he's running, which would on the National Party. So, in part, I think the next 2 years are going to be critical to the National Party, is not simply because of whether Le Pen can survive or continue to lead, but can there be new leadership to the parties? I think that the validity of any party and the vitality of any party is going to be dependent really on its ability to incorporate a broader range of people and also freshen leadership. We've experienced that problem here in the United States as well.
And because you mentioned Jordan Bardella, when she was reacting to this verdict, she didn't mention that he's an asset to the party, but that it's too early to push that asset out. Almost as saying that whilst he is good as a president of the party, perhaps not ready to take power. But just generally looking at the far-right ideology in France, what would this mean for the far-right ideology? Are we going to see more candidates now take advantage perhaps of her absence just before the ruling? She said she's going to appeal before that appeal to also begin more candidates in the far-right party also begin to run in France.
Well, I think that an argument can be made that this could strengthen the party in many ways. There's going to be here the followers of Le Pen. They're going to be very angry about this in the same way the followers of Trump over here were, and it will consolidate and create more support, not less, because there's a populist fervor around the world right now. It could also broaden the party's base by bringing out new candidates. So at the same time, it could harm because she has been the singular voice of the party. So I think it's just too early to tell, but I think it could go either way. It's not necessarily a bad thing if she's out. And from the National Party, it's not necessarily a good thing either. We're just going to have to wait and see.
And her party, that's the National Rally, has the majority in Parliament. What could this mean for President Emmanuel Macron, saying that he's already been facing political struggles in France?
But they have a plurality in Parliament, not the full majority. But if they had a full majority, they would be in power totally. I think it's going to put greater pressure on Macron because there's going to be a backlash in this, and this is going to consolidate the anger that is felt towards the government at all. So I think this makes it far more difficult, not less difficult, for Macron and the elections, which I think now are scheduled for 2027, just less than 2 years away.
Thank you so much for your time, as always. Partner Gameful Solutions, Stephen Hayes.
Thank you. An honor as always, too. Thank you.